What's up, gang? Case here with our CrossFit and at-home Metcon for Tuesday, March 2nd. 3 rounds for time today, 500-meter row. If you're at home, you don't have a rower, you can sub a 400-meter run for that row, right into 21 box jumps, then 15 burpees. Let's talk about that run if you're doing the at-home version. We talk a lot about striking beneath our center of gravity when we run, because the tendency that most people have is to overstride and then push off. That's an inefficient run technique. As you step, you want the ball of the foot to strike right beneath your center of gravity, so right beneath your hip, and then you're going to pull straight off the ground. So instead of striding and pushing off, you're leaning forward and spending as little time with your foot on the ground as possible. So as you run today, I want you to think about staying in the balls of your foot, lifting your feet straight up as you run instead of out in front, and then let that forward lean pull you forward. If we're on that rower today, 500-meter rows, these need to be in that uncomfortable zone. So we've got 3 rounds with some other movements. You're going to be pushing at a similar pace to like a 2K row. So nothing that you can settle into, something that's going to have some intensity to it, and it's going to keep you uncomfortable for those roughly 2 minutes that you're on the rower each time. Remember, when we row, we don't want that seat to come in too far with that butt tucked under. So when you set up, make sure those hips are tilted back so that you have a flat, low back. And then as you reach in, focus on bringing that handle right to the center of the receiver. Okay if the heels come up a little bit, but then we want to punch those heels down, drive through the legs first, then we open up the hips, and then finish with the arms. Hips stay back, drive through the heels, open the hips, finish with the arm. Spend a little more time on your return today, because when you're rowing for meters, you get those meters still racking up on that return. So 1 second pull, roughly 2-second return. Your legs are going to feel heavy when you come off that run or off that row and head over to that box. So be careful on that first jump, but still try to make your transitions fast today. Nothing fancy about today's workout. It's all about work capacity. How hard can you push and how fast can you transition from one movement to the next? So step right into that first box jump. Be sure we're getting our hips above our knees, stand all the way up at the top, and then pushing the pace on firing back up. So as soon as that second foot plants, we fire into that next jump. After your 21 jumps, right down to your 15 burpees. Efficient technique on these, keeping our feet about shoulder width apart, popping outside of our hands, and then give yourself some little goals today to make that burpee faster. So when I'm on the ground, my goal is to stand up and clap as soon as I can. And when I'm coming off the ground, my goal is to get back to the ground as quick as I can. It sounds goofy. It's splitting it up into some very small micro goals, but it just gives you a little target to push for on each rep. That way you're not thinking so much about how much of the workout is left. You're still trying to focus on keeping your speed up and focusing on the movement specifically. First round, come out pushing but moderate pace so that on that second round, we don't fall off. And then when you get to that third round, it's all grit today. So push hard, not as long as our typical Tuesday workouts. This is meant to be our deload week, because next week is when the CrossFit Open starts off, and we'll pick up the intensity a little more next week. So shorter workout today, but still plenty of intensity to be had, and push based off of how your body is feeling today. Good luck on today's Metcon, and we'll see you back for Wednesday's workout.